Welcome back to the Travel Budgetarian. Let me guess. You opened a flight app recently, saw the prices, closed it, reopened it just to be sure, and then sighed. Because travel right now feels personal. It feels like the world collectively decided that traveling is now a luxury reserved for influencers, digital nomads, and people who somehow booked everything at the right time. And if you've caught yourself thinking, maybe travel just isn't for people like me anymore, I want you to pause. Because that thought is exactly why this series exists. This video officially kicks off the Travel Budgetarian Special Series. Over the next few episodes, we're breaking down modern travel costs. Why prices look insane, what's actually changed behind the scenes, and how real people are still traveling in 2026 without draining their savings or sacrificing comfort. This isn't about travel hacks that barely work or extreme budget tricks that ruin your experience. This series is about understanding the system, because once you understand it, travel becomes possible again. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Travel feels expensive because we're comparing today's prices to a version of travel that no longer exists. Most of us still measure costs against pre-pandemic memories. Cheap flights we grabbed last minute, hotels that hadn't gone viral yet, destinations that weren't plastered all over social media. But the travel industry didn't just raise prices. It rewired how pricing works. Airlines no longer price seats the way they used to. They rely heavily on dynamic pricing, demand prediction, and behavior tracking. If you search the same route multiple times, prices adjust. If demand spikes, even slightly, prices move fast. Hotels do the same thing, prioritizing flexibility and higher value bookings instead of steady discounts. And then there's social media. Travel content today is overwhelmingly luxury leaning. Even budget trips are framed through rooftop pools, aesthetic cafes, and 5-star visuals. That constant exposure shifts expectations. Suddenly, normal travel feels not good enough, and affordable travel feels non-existent. Another major reason travel feels expensive is timing. Most people still travel during the exact same windows, school breaks, holidays, summer months, and then feel shocked when prices explode. But that price spike isn't random. It's demand stacking. When everyone wants the same thing at the same time, the system punishes it. So travel doesn't feel expensive because it's impossible. It feels expensive because most people are still traveling the old way in a new system. Now here's the part most people don't see, because it doesn't trend well online. People are still traveling cheap. not by chasing the lowest number on a screen, but by changing how they approach travel entirely. They're flying on less popular days, even if it means adjusting work schedules slightly. They're staying longer in one destination instead of hopping cities every 2 days. They're choosing places that haven't peaked yet instead of forcing expensive hotspots to fit their budget. They're also redefining what cheap means. Cheap doesn't mean uncomfortable. It doesn't mean cutting experiences. It means paying for what actually matters and refusing to overpay for what doesn't. These travelers understand something critical. Flexibility is the new currency. If you can be flexible with dates, destinations, or length of stay, the system starts working for you instead of against you. And this is the heart of the travel budgetarian mindset. You don't beat high prices by fighting them head-on. You beat them by moving around them. Once you stop asking, "Why is this so expensive?" and start asking, "How is this priced?" everything changes. So let's bring this home. Travel feels expensive right now, not because it's broken, but because the rules changed. The travelers still winning in 2026 didn't get richer. They got smarter. They adapted their timing. In episode 2, we're clearing up one of the biggest mistakes travelers make: budget travel versus cheap travel. One helps you travel more. The other quietly ruins trips. And most people don't realize which one they're doing. If this episode helped you see travel costs differently, hit like, subscribe to the Travel Budgetarian, and join a community that believes travel should be smart, not stressful. This channel is about making travel sustainable, realistic, and accessible again.